person that's writing this story for us in the Trends Journal, and we have the synopsis out now, is Nomi Prinz, who, of course, wrote that great book, All the President's Bankers. So, don't complain about capitalism. 4 words killed it. Everybody knows what they are. Too big to fail. Brought to you by Henry Paulson, former CEO of the Goldman Sachs gang, now playing big roles as Frankenstein in a freak show near you. What else do we have? Hey, the grand manipulation. It is no free markets. Everything is rigged. We know LIBOR is rigged, only to $700 trillion. That's right, the interest rates. But we're not going to punish anybody. No, no, no. They're just misdeeds, and they misled. So we'll only fine them. And the same thing with the Forex, the currency exchange, of which they trade $5.3 trillion a day. On and on. Gold manipulation, as detailed and written in this issue by Dr. Paul Craig Roberts. Other big trend, price wars. Get ready for it. Here's something, this is going to go out later. We just started writing about it today. This is a headline. If these equity markets continue to go in the direction that they are, this is going to be a rocket that's going to knock Santa out of the sky, and the retail sales are going to plummet. Look what already happened with Black Friday. Came in on the red, didn't it? No, it didn't go up 4.1% as the National Retail Federation had predicted, down 11%. Now you pile on that, declining markets, fear spreading across the world of the overblown equity markets that were only propped up because of low interest rates and trillions of dollars of phony money flooding in. You're going to see a disastrous Christmas, which brings us to the trend, price wars. You're going to see 50%, 75%. They're going to want to unload the garbage that they have made in China at any price they could get, rather than being caught with oversupply of product. You look at the sales, even at the luxury end, Prada's getting blown away, one after another. So when you start putting these trends together, how do they get your mind off it? I'll tell you how. You saw what they did with ISIS. Remember, they beheaded those guys. Ooh, beheadings are bad. Drones away. That's okay. That's a clean blowout, man. Bombs, fine, but no beheadings, and the people buy it. They buy it like they buy 32-ounce phosphorescent Slurpees. You could sell them anything. So when you start putting the trends together and keep looking where it's going, you go back into the positive ones, like you said. The millennial generation. They are going to be ripe for retrograde. This is the only generation coming up where they're looking, and those of us that are old enough, remember that all our lives, the polls used to show, the future is going to be greater than the present. Not anymore. Now they look at the future, they say, Maron, it's bad now, it's only going to get worse. They're looking for a future that they're going to take from the past. Remember, the Renaissance in Italy happened after the Black Plague. 60% of Europeans were killed. They were dead. They realized, what are we doing wrong? So they went back to the past. A renaissance, a rebirth, a rediscovery, retrograde. They're going to take from the past and retrofit it for the future. This is one of the biggest trends that people should look into, because the millennial generation, they're not stupid. A lot of these kids are really sharp, and they know they're getting shafted, and they can see who the shafter is, and they know they're getting it on the blunt end. So, manufacturers, it ties into local. It ties into high quality. We're finding out in our research at music schools, These kids aren't going back to rock and roll. They're not going back to Louis Armstrong. They're not going back to Ella Fitzgerald. They're going back to Bessie Smith. They're going back to Django Reinhardt. Beyond, they're going back to Jelly Roll Morton. They're going back to the roots of America that made this country what it was. Anybody can complain, and I don't want to hear the stories. I'm very aware of them. What we did to the genocide of the Indians, the inequality that we did to blacks. I'm very familiar with it. But this was also the land of opportunity. I make this very clear.
Gerald, stay there. Explain this when we come back. And we're going to look at some of the other trends with Gerald Celente straight ahead. I'm Alex Jones, your host, Infowars.com. Check out and get the new magazine. It's excellent at trendsresearch.com. You can also subscribe and see the nightly news at prisonplanet.tv. We always have the free feeds for the daily radio show at Infowars.com/show. Stay with us.
This hour of GCN programming is proudly sponsored by BlockitPocket.com. Protect your privacy and data and render your phone or device completely undetectable. Go under the radar when your phone's not in use with BlockitPocket.com.
Hi, Ted Anderson with Midas Resources. Is it time to convert paper 401ks and IRAs to solid gold and silver yet? Get our 10 Reasons book free. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. SilverLungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at SilverLungs.com. That's SilverLungs.com.
Did you know by age 50, half of all men have an enlarged prostate? This means more urges to urinate, longer bathroom trips, waking at night to urinate, or issues with sex. If this sounds familiar, call us now, because we're shipping free bottles of Super Beta Prostate to listeners of this station. Super Beta Prostate is a non-prescription formula guaranteed to reduce the symptoms of your enlarged prostate. It's yours free. Pay only shipping and handling. Just call 1-800-852-1820. In clinical trials, the ingredient in Super Beta Prostate was shown to reduce urges to urinate, improve bladder emptying, reduce waking at night to urinate, and improve quality of life. This Super Beta Prostate free offer is for listeners of this station, but it won't last. Don't wait. Just call 1-800-852-1820. That's 1-800-852-1820. Call 1-800-852-1820.
Newsflash. Home invasions are on the rise. It takes less than 10 seconds to kick in a door. 10 seconds is not enough time to protect your family. And what would happen if you're not home? Easy Armor is the ultimate security solution. 85% of break-ins are through a door. Protect your home now with Easy Armor. Go to InvasionStopper.com to get real security for under $70. That's InvasionStopper.com. Easy Armor. Your security is our only business.
I love a dark house. Inside is all the stuff you work so hard for, and I'm gonna rob you blind.
Don't be the next victim of a break-in. Go to faketv.com and discover a device that creates the illusion someone is inside watching TV and makes your home unappealing to would-be thieves.
Don't these people ever leave?
Starting at $24.95, and there's free shipping. Go to faketv.com or ask for it at your local hardware store. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
I think what Gerald's getting at is the break cut him off. Alex Jones here back live. Is that you have to look at the time we lived in 250 years ago. We're only taught about America's evils, but when compared to other countries, it was very tame in some cases. In some, it was very barbarous. But the idea of not having a big government, not having royalty that's being bowed to in the White House today, the idea of the little people having ideas and quality. And I'm already seeing this renaissance as liberal trendies that move to Austin are not just going out and learning how to square dance, and I'm not saying that's even good, but it's good to see them trying to do something folky or authentic. They're going out and buying guns. They're going out and buying four-wheel drive trucks. They are breaking with the system and becoming more libertarian, more rugged. And unfortunately, original Texans are sitting in their trailer houses watching satellite TV all day and dying of heart attacks. But I think that's what Gerald's trying to get at. People going to truck farms, people going to organic farms, people getting into going to thrift stores to get their clothes. Half the time it's better than a big, and I'm not saying big corporate stores are the devil in every case, but they're all lobbying to get laws passed where you can't have a farmer's market. So if we shop, just like the organic food market that didn't exist 20 years ago, and demand it, it will grow, it will lower the price, it will supplant the rest of the economy. And so there is a major quest now by young people, I'd say 30 and below, to look for something better. Is that what you're getting at, Gerald?
Yes, that's exactly it. And again, going back, quality. Look at the buildings they used to build. Look at the junk they put up now. A big box store, it's like going shopping in a large self-storage unit.
Yes.
So they're looking for quality because they know that quality is going to improve their lives. Beauty and quality are going to be big sellers. The marketers that understand it.
Rediscovering that beauty is wealth.
Exactly. Again, that was the Renaissance. And look what's happened. And again, as I was saying before, people could criticize this country. We were the envy of the world. It was the land of opportunity. As I say, my blood is Italian, but my heart is American. I could never be me if I was born anywhere else. The freedom that I was given, that they're taking away now. So going on to some other trends, and it all ties together. The golden age, the boomers are now, I'm born in 1946. This is one of the biggest markets to play at. You were talking about all the people sitting around watching stupid television. Going for the gold is going to go for the golden age. In exercises, no, not these muscle trips. How do you stay healthy and live longer? You go to our website. We did a video on June and Stanley Blum. They're 95 years old. Stanley began painting at 80. When you in other
That's how you stay alive, is learning and doing new things.
Exactly. And the marketers that understand that in providing them products and services, and I'm not talking about walkers and canes.
No, treating old people like they're still people, and then they'll act like people and won't decide to go die, because all the studies show when old people feel like they're not needed by the tribe, they go turn off and die. When they're treated like elders and respected and brought in, they become the dynamic engine that then interlocks down to the first generation below them, and then that down to the young people. And that's why they've targeted the youth and told them to be forever kids when they're supposed to be men and women earlier. That's why they've told the old people, oh, it's your time to go to the beach, and then they go and just die instead of staying alive.
Perfectly said. And so the older you get, if you keep on learning, the wiser you get. I remember when I was a little kid, my father, may his soul rest in peace, eating dinner, he'd look at me and say, son, they say youth is wasted on the young. Take a couple more bites, and he'd say, they were talking about you.
So, do 5 more with us, Gerald. Some overdrive to put bookends on it. See you tonight, Nightly News 7, folks. For others, Infowars.com/show. Support our local affiliates. Spread the word.
Genesis Communications Radio Network.
From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.